Morning gang, it's Jay, and this morning I am doing the next Bushclass elective for the basic certification, and that is going to be the personal survival kit, or the PSK. We are several rules that are in effect per the lesson is number one, it has to fit in a cargo pocket on a pair of BDU pants. Which roughly 6 inches by 6 inches by 3 inches approximately. And you have to have several things that are included in it. You need to be able to show water, shelter, fire, signaling, travel, and subsistence. So I put together a kit over the last 2 days, and to see if I'd be able to do it or not. I don't carry a specific personal survival kit in my gear. A lot of it is layered, whether it's through an everyday carry setup or when I'm out in the woods. Everything has a place in my kit, so it's layered once again. But this was a good lesson, a good practice of really trying to think outside the box a little bit, of taking all of those things, miniaturizing it into a self-sufficient kit. It's not a bad lesson at all. Makes you rethink a few things and maybe learn about some additional things. So we'll tear into the kit and see what I'm doing. Thanks. All right. So for my kit, I repurposed an old stuff sack from an old outdoor research backcountry repair kit. Obviously the items are long gone, for better or worse. But I thought the package was just about right for being able to divide everything up. So just digging into everything, one of the first things that I'll pull out here is a signal panel. This here covers one of your signaling requirements. Large enough to hang up in a tree or over top of a shelter, or hang on the outside of a backpack or a car window. It's waterproof nylon, so even if it's not really gonna get wet for you. And it also provides something dry that I could sit on in the woods if need be. Your good old emergency blanket or space blankets, just a simple mylar fabric, more than big enough to wrap yourself in like a sleeping bag, or to line inside of a shelter. Like more of a heat reflector type source in a lean-to or something. But one of the smallest ones that I could really find, and they'll definitely keep you warm for its purposes. Sustenance. I always have snacks on me, whether it's in the car, in my car bag, in my pockets on a hiking trip. So here, just a couple granola bars, some beef sticks or Slim Jims. Enough, it's something to be able to, cure your appetite while in a survival situation. The other thing that I have to go along with that is, for sustenance, is snare wire. One of the lessons for Bushclass Basic was, creating a simple snare, so I've got plenty of snare wire there to be able to go with being able for foraging, so that works out good. The other thing that I have, and this will help pull double duty. I have a cable saw. Cable saws can be used as a makeshift snare as well, but can also be used for helping with shelter building. So, for cutting wood. I've used this one. It's pretty sturdy. I'm always afraid of cutting anything too big with it, but for smaller stuff, for evening things out, that works out really good. So I keep both of those together there. For water, I have just a collapsible water bottle. We have tons of these things around the house. So collapsible water bottle, it's ½ liter, and potable aqua, so your iodine tablets. So therefore, any kind of water that I could possibly find, I have a means for being able to gather it and purify it there. Next is going to be fire. Any survival situation, being able to make a fire is really important. whether it's to stay warm for signaling. It's another signaling purpose there. So here I've just got a ferro rod. I have a waterproof container with oiled cotton balls inside. They'll catch a spark anywhere, and then a lighter to go along with that as well. So with those three things, I should be able to get a fire going really anywhere. If I don't, I think I'm really in trouble there. To go along with our signaling again, we have, so for signaling, I have the signal panel. I can make a fire for signaling. I got a whistle. It's a P-less whistle, so it's just chambered. Be able to hear that anywhere. Super important to have. And then I also have a small flashlight. That's just a small coin cell light that will light up anywhere. It won't turn on accidentally there if you loosen it up. So it's just a little light, but that can go with your signaling. For signaling as well, have a chemlight in there. Backup flashlight, but something that can be seen at night as well, that you could leave going all night long there. For travel, I have a compass. This is just your traditional Silva Polaris compass. It's always a good idea to know how to navigate in the woods, to be able to have a general sense of direction, where you came from, where you're going, so on and so forth. So I have that as well. I do have a first aid kit I put in there. I think you have to have something for first aid. A small little boo-boo can turn into something serious in a matter of just a couple of days. So whether it's a cut on your thumb, maybe it's a quick burn, maybe it's a blister, you don't know, but you need to be able to bandage it up. So I have a couple butterfly closure strips in there, a couple different size gauze pads, from little 2" by 2" to a larger 4" by 4" in there, a few different band-aids. That's kind of it. Tape-wise, you know, a lot of people use tape in their first aid kits. I have electrical tape wrapped around my waterproof container for fire starter, but I also have duct tape wrapped around my Bic lighter. So everything, you notice there's a kind of a theme here. Things are pulling double duty here, which I think is really important with a personal survival kit. I think that that's extremely important. To go along, I have a knife. Knife does, you know, multiple purposes here. I have a lanyard on it for being able to clip it to things. You can tell I do have a small carabiner, so I can use that for clipping all kinds of things together, to keep everything together in my pocket if I needed to. That way it keeps all that kind of stuff together. So a pocket knife can also be used on your ferro rod for throwing sparks. And then I have some small Dyneema cord. There's 15 feet of it here. It's a Dyneema cord. I'm not a huge fan of that kind of a cord, but I think it's a little too slick for my likings. But for being able to rig up a quick shelter, to tie a tripod together, spare shoelace, I mean, it really, you can get a lot of cord in a small, tiny little package. So I use that as well. So that's that whole package set up there. We'll go ahead and put it all back in my sack for it, and we'll see if it passes the last test, and that's fitting inside the pocket of a pair of BDU pants. So we'll be right back. Thanks. All right, so for the final part of our test, will it fit in the pocket of a pair of BDU pants? It's just a pair of LA Police Gear operator pants. I like that they have an angled pocket on it, but that's besides the points. BDU pockets, personal survival kits. Is it going to go in? Pretty easily. So with room to spare, I have room in there to throw flashlights, to throw a tourniquet. It's all going to fit. Everything velcros right back up. We're good to go. So that, gang, that's my personal survival kits. Pretty simple to put together. You do have to think a little bit outside the box, but it's a good lesson in practicality there, and putting an idea into practice and use. So if you're looking at putting together a personal survival kit using things that you may have in the rest of your kit, it's a good idea. I learned a few things with that. So thanks for the lesson, Bushcraft USA, and take another one off the list for another elective. Thanks. Take care.